takes time. Change is one of those things that we cannot prevent. Some people say it's a challenge for growth, others see it as a step backwards. Back and forth, good and bad, positive and negative, it will always be so. It doesn't matter. It's just a matter of perspective. But the real question is the change that we perceive as bad necessary to change? Or have we just been caught in the trap of narrow perspective? It's August 2024. You know what that means? Independence Day is just around the corner. Most Indonesians are hyped for it. Some just chilling and taking a break from work, while others are planning a getaway. And guess what? A lot of these people are heading up to the mountains. Who doesn't love a good hike? I got into it back in 2016 when I was still in high school. Camping out, cooking under the stars, it was epic. And hiking with friends or that special someone, even better. But here's the thing, August is peak season for mountain climbing in Indonesia. More and more people are hitting the trail every year, and well, that's great for the tourism industry. It also comes with some serious downside, like a lot more accidents, people getting lost, falling, or getting hypothermia. It's a real problem. A lot of activists and natural lovers blame social media. They said it's the reason for all these problems. Yeah, that's what I mean by change. But can we really stop people from wanting to be part of the hype? I mean, it's tough. At least it's gonna be very tough. So, what can we do about this big mountain season? It's complicated, but let's look at it from a design perspective. How can design solve this problem? Today, I will try to descend the Sand Edge on the Mountaineering Trail. Why Sand Edge? I consider this one of the most important supporting facilities for climbing, such as wayfinding and other appeals. Previously, some of them look less attractive, so they were less of a concern for hikers who were climbing the mountain. Before going further in redesigning the Sand Edge, the first thing I did was to determine the burn strategy. Here, I used the help of the Millarad website in creating a burn strategy framework and divided the framework into 6 parts: problem, purpose, audience, emotional message, and installation. First of all, we go into the core part, which is the problem, as the reason why the Sand Edge is being redesigned. Here I divide it into 2 sub-problems. In POV visual design, which of course relates to design issue, and also POV copy text, which contains words of sentence of appeal within the Sand Edge. Then we go to the purpose of Sand Edge. As it functions, Sand Edge is intended as a warning board and safety support for climbers, but it is also used as a wayfinding board in tourist area. Then the audience. Who is the design made for? Of course, for hikers who are climbing, mostly young people. Then proceed to the emotional message that will be carried, including not strictly forbidding, appealing to Gen Z style, unique, funny, and cool, not difficult to understand. And finally, the installation process. Where will the Sand Edge be installed? Of course, it will be installed along the hiking trail. After developing the burn strategy, I then summarized it into 3 main keywords that will be used as a reference in determining the visual identity. Those 3 keywords are attention, adventure, and youth. After that, I start looking for some design references that can represent the three keywords on Pinterest, Instagram, or any platform that I can.
Don't need no flowers or fancy clothes to wear. Don't hold the door, don't tell me why. Oh, just call me baby. Call me baby, yeah. Don't hold my hand, try to make me understand all you need to do.
Not to forget, I started comparing options for the color palette based on the result of the previous reference search. After some experimentation, I decided to use Tosca Green, Orange, Cream, and Gray as the final choice.
I don't care for tender words. You can turn them to the birds. Skip out on the dinner for two. Let me tell you what you should do. Yeah, don't need Paris or Rome, but just take me home and call me baby. Call me baby. Oh, let me hear you say it.
During the crafting copy text process, I incorporate the emotional message that I want to convey. However, I still try to package it according to the previous three keywords: attention, adventure, and youth.
Just call me baby. Call me baby, yeah. Don't hold my hand, try to make me understand. All you need to do is to be my man and call me baby. Just let me know you're mine. Yeah, call me baby.
The reference search is complete, the color palette is complete, the crafting of the copy text is complete. Now we enter the final part, namely the creation of the layout of the Saint Ed's design that will be created.
Turn to the birds. Skip out on the dinner for two. Let me tell you what you should do. Yeah, don't need Paris or Rome, but just take me home and call me baby. Call me baby. Oh, let me hear you say it. Ooh, yeah. Call me baby. Let me know you're mine. Oh, yeah. Listen, call me baby.
After all the research and crafting process is complete, I start to combine all the elements into a mini mood board. Well, I really like this part because I feel this is the part where we get the full creative experience. Not only can we see with our eyes but also feel physically. This mini mood board is also very helpful for me in generalizing an idea into a design concept that will be made. After this, I will start to get into the creation process in the software, which in this case I'm using the Adobe Creative Suite ecosystem. Finally, I just want to say, maybe what I'm doing can significantly change every climber's habit. But in the end, I believe that the real change is when we don't really realize it. Maybe some people don't agree with the mountain becoming a commercial destination. Of course, this is not entire world. You know, we can be able to see mountains and the habitats within them damaged by human activities. But on the other hand, we also can't avoid the crowded mountain due to social media. Then I thought, why should we bother to stop the pace of social media to protect the mountain? Why don't we try to accept the change? If the mountain has to become a commercial destination, no problem, let it happen. What needs to be done is to prepare it to be safe and comfortable to visit. If we can take care of people and their behavior, we will also take care of the mountain and the habitat within.
I